Hi everyone, I'm Emily and I work for Future Me. During this presentation, I'll be introducing you to what studying at a higher education institution is like. Wherever you have studied before, whether that be at school, college or further education, studying at higher education can be different in many ways, including the way you learn and are assessed. So to begin, I want you to take a moment to think about this statement. Higher education is like staying at school. Do you think this statement is true or false? It is indeed false, and I'll be explaining why throughout this presentation. Firstly, whichever higher education route you decide to take, whether that be studying a degree at a university campus or a further education institution, or even a higher or degree apprenticeship, you're finally focusing on something that you're really interested in. You will have gone from studying around 10 subjects in school to studying one or two subjects that you enjoy and may not have even heard about when you were in school. You will be surrounded by people with a real passion for your chosen subject and study alongside like minded individuals. Have a little think about how you are currently taught. What is it like? And do you enjoy it? Now have a think about how you would be taught in higher education. What do you imagine it would be like? And do you think you would like it? Now that you've had a little think about that, I'm going to go through with you some of the details of how you would learn in higher education, and you can see if this matches up with what your thoughts were. Although there are a variety of different options for higher level study that will be different in terms of teaching, study, and assessment, one thing that is certain is that it will be very different from the school classroom. Now you will spend your days in a classroom being taught everything you need to know to write assignments and pass exams. That's not how it works in higher education. As well as the difference in teaching and learning style, you will also notice changes in your environment. For example, a university campus can be much bigger, with multiple buildings spread across the city with thousands of students. Or, if you choose to do a higher or degree apprenticeship, you will spend around 4 days in a professional workspace and 1 day on campus, a very different environment to the classroom. If you're interested in seeing some Northeast campuses, do check out our website for links to lots of virtual tours. The learning of high level study becomes much more independent. You will be encouraged to direct your own learning, have your own opinions, and learn and think for yourself. This may seem scary at first, but many current students will tell you that this is one of the best things about studying at higher education. Study time is split between taught time and self-study time. If you choose to study full-time, this equates to around 40 hours a week, but you won't spend all of this time being taught in a lecture. Taught time will include things like attending lectures, seminars, and tutorials, and depending on the course and route you choose, this will also include work placements, rehearsals, laboratory work and other practical workshops, or field visits where you may go on a trip to study away from your higher education institution. Self-study time gives you the flexibility to work in ways that suit you best, such as time spent in the library, computer rooms, and study spaces. Higher education is often split up into modules. In a lecture, your lecturers will give an overview of a topic that you will need to explore and develop in your own time. What is great about higher education is that you will be taught by many lecturers who are an expert in their field or have great links with industry. Lecturers will have an area of expertise that they research outside of teaching, and this will be used to shape the lectures that you are in. Lectures usually take place in a large room full of sometimes hundreds of students, and they'll be listening and taking notes while the lecturer is talking about a particular topic. Between your lectures and to complete assignments and exams, you will need to study and research in your own time. But don't worry, you won't be completely left to your own devices. The lecturer will provide reading lists of recommended books and online journals to put you in the right direction. Usually, you would prepare work using the reading list for the seminars you have to attend between lectures. Seminars are a small group session where you have an open discussion and have the opportunity to develop your ideas with other students, and that are usually facilitated by a member of staff. There's also lots more support available to help you make that jump to independent study. Every student is assigned a tutor who you will have catch-up meetings with, and there are many student support systems, courses and drop-in centres to help you learn more about how to research, write academically, how to reference properly, math skills and many more. At higher education, you take responsibility for your own learning, manage your own time and make the best of the opportunities available to you. It certainly is a new way of learning and is both challenging and rewarding. The way you are assessed may also be different to the way that you've been graded and marked before. There's lots of different ways that you may be assessed, and this can differ from course to course or the route that you choose. Some examples are essays, exams, study and lab reports, delivering presentations, practical workshops and observations, a portfolio of your work, and a mix of individual and group work. For written work such as assignments, you will not hand this in directly to the lecturer. Usually you go through an online system that will check if anything has been copied or plagiarised. As I've mentioned, at higher education, you have to do a lot of your own study and research to develop your knowledge on particular topics. Throughout your assessments and exams, you will be expected to let the marker know where you've got that information from, which includes the title, author, and year of a book or online journal. This is called referencing. It proves that you have done your research and when done correctly can really help achieve high grades. Something you may notice when you first start higher education is that the marking system seems a bit tougher. However, students are encouraged not to worry. If your first grades come back different to the grades that you're used to getting, this is very normal. It's all about progression, and the study journey throughout a higher education programme should see that you steadily improve and get better over time when you are used to this way of learning. Now that I'm coming to the end of the presentation, I thought it would be a great opportunity for you to hear directly from a future me mentor about their learning experience.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm a member of the Future Me Mentor team, and I'm also a recent graduate from Teesside University studying performing arts. And my transition from college to university, I found that it was a more independent learning environment and there was a lot more freedom in terms of how you study. So for example, from module to module, there's different ways of being taught information. So some might be in a lecture style, which is probably what you're more used to at school or college. So a teacher delivering you information and you listening and taking notes. And then there's also styles like in a seminar, where it's more of a group discussion and sometimes you get to practically explore things. So for me, it was in the form of workshops or kind of rehearsal periods, things like that. And in terms of submitting your assignments as well, there's often a choice or a difference from module to module in how that's done. So some might require an essay or a portfolio, or some might require a presentation. So through the last 3 years, trying all of these different ways have really built up my skill set. So I feel a lot more confident talking in front of people and being able to process information in different ways. And also a massive part of my productivity in university was being able to access the library 24/7, whether that be to go and revise or access resources, things like that. And being able to choose the environment as well within the library. So some days I might go sit at a desk or in a little nook or even on a beanbag, so I could choose where I wanted to study it depending on my mood kind of that day, and also the support that's at university. So it might be a daunting and overwhelming time, but there's no need to feel like you're alone at all. There are a lot of resources there for you to access as a student. So whether that be in terms of like mental health resources, so at Teesside University there is a helpline called Nightline, and it's a confidential place for you to just talk about any issues you might have. And there's also options to access counselling services, things like that. And then in terms of academic support as well, there's the student services. That particularly helped me with my dyslexia. So I had a free examination done through the university, and then they gave me support meetings and resources that might help me with equipment and things like that to complete my assignments. And I think overall the last 3 years have been the best educational learning experience for me, and I have not only developed educationally, but I've also developed personally and socially as well, and I've really enjoyed being at university.
If you're interested in finding out more about what it's like to study at higher education, why not have a go yourself and visit the Brilliant Club website? They are releasing masterclasses created by subject experts, and there will be a range of topics suitable for students aged 14 to 18. There will also be sessions on study skills linked to specific subject disciplines. Thank you for listening, everyone, and don't forget to check out more of our resources on our website www.futureme.ac.uk. If you have any further questions, you can contact us on any of our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.